Alright, hey everybody, what's going on? Zuri the Elysian Lemur, DustyMill here, and I've got a battle. Unfortunately, it's not live, but it's a battle against Johnny Johnwood. You guys, I think I've uploaded like 2 or 3 battles I've had with him. We usually have good battles. I actually got on this game to do a battle spot battle, like to record some battle spot, and then he randomly challenged me, and I had this awful looking team that I just threw together just for battle spot. I'm like, you know what? I want to use this. I want to use this. I kind of want to use this, and then that's just what happened. But he brought an Explode, a Camera Up, a Mega Bayonet, a Golbat, Poliwhirl, and a Heliolisk. And yeah, this battle was not planned or whatever. I actually had it live, but what I didn't realize was during like probably about 60% of the battle, I had my volume on my 3DS turned up, and my microphone was picking it up the entire time. Which actually, it wasn't that bad, just because you could hear the music a little bit, and you could hear like the Pokemon's cries when they came out and stuff. But yeah, I think it wouldn't have been that bad because it helped me sync it up. The only issue being is that I realized what was going on about 60% of the way through the battle, and I turned it down. And so I was like trying to edit this, I'm like, that would make no sense. The music would be playing the Pokemon cries, and then all of a sudden that's just gone and it's replaced by random music. So I'm like, I'm just gonna come in and re-record it, not live or whatever. But yeah, so that's what happened there. So we're gonna play this, and hopefully I can actually have this uploaded at a decent time. I was starting to get into a nice groove of uploading, and then I discovered the Pokemon TCG online thing, and that thing just took over my life for a few days. But I lead with Skarmory, and he leads with Heliolisk. I wasn't sure what I wanted to lead with, but I was really hoping to be like one of the physical hitters, because I wanted to set up some Stealth Rocks. So I switched the Skarmory out, and I bring in Puke Flower, because Puke Flower can eat up anything. That Skarmory is actually a gift from a subscriber. It doesn't have Brave Bird, it's got Drill Peck instead, which I don't really care. But you know what? I don't care. But I got a nice Skarmory finally. I've actually been meaning to breed one up. But he hits me with a Thunder, and I just eat it up. Just eat it up. This thing is a friggin' defensive monster. It's ugly as hell, but it's a defensive monster. He brought out Camera Up, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna switch out right into Skarmory, because I pretty much figured that I'd be able to safely set up Stealth Rocks and stuff. Because I figured he'd switch out the Heliolisk, and then I'd switch out the Puke Flower. And yeah, he went into Camera Up, which is not what I wanted, but I got my Stealth Rocks up, and I'm like, alright, I'll just let Skarmory die. I don't really know if I'll need him too much, which probably was a bad move, but I went for Whirlwind, and the Camera Up is gone. I bring out the Explode, and I'm like, alright, so I'm going to now attempt to go for like a Drill Peck or something, but he's faster, which I assumed he would be, and the Boom Burst absolutely destroys my life. So, yeah, I kind of made a mistake there, staying in on the Lava Plume, but I didn't really want to switch in my Florges and just have it take more damage. I wanted that thing to be as bulky as it possibly could. But I bring out the Darmanitan, and I go for Flare Blitz. I'm like, it doesn't matter what he brings out, it's going to do a lot. Golbat is extremely bulky. Extremely bulky when it's got that Eviolite, surprisingly. But I hit him with a Flare Blitz after he lost, like, what, 25 or something % of his health, and it just destroys him. It just destroys him! I think without the Stealth Rocks, probably would have done about 65, close to 70%. And I just decided, I'm like, you know what? He's probably going to want to go for Defog or something. If he wants to switch into something, it's going to take a shitload of damage. So I just hit him with another Flare Blitz. And he brings out the Heliolisk. Which I honestly thought the way he was bringing that in, it was Choice Scarfed. I was honestly thinking it was Choice Scarf. So I bring back out the Puke Flower, and he goes for Surf. I'm like, alright, so you've locked yourself into Surf. Alright. And get some leftovers recovery, of course, because Puke Flower, it's so bulky. I think that Thunder did more or did less than the Surf. I'm not sure. But I think I stay in here. He brings out the Camera Up, and I just go for a Wish. As the shiny Camera Up looks so powerful! Oh! I want shiny Camera Up. It looks cool. But I actually want a Camera Up in general. I've never bred one up, but I've been meaning to. But I get my Wish off, and right here, I think he was assuming I'd switch that into the Darmanitan. Because I switch out the Puke Flower, just bring it nice now, and I bring out Rotom. I honestly thought he was going to take like a Lava Plume, and that's why I did it, and I think I should have been able to at least leave one. He actually went for Earth Power. No prediction there. He just thought I'd go out to Darmanitan, and it's not what happened. I went out with the Rotom. And honestly, I really thought I pretty much assumed he was going to switch into Heliolisk, because Heliolisk gets Dry Skin, and I think if Dry Skin, if I remember correctly, it can't be hit by water type attacks. It pretty much just soaks it up. So I pretty much predict him to switch into Heliolisk, and I go for Volt Switch. That is exactly what happened right there. And Rotom comes back. Rotom Wash is just—he's kind of adorable. He's kind of adorable. All the Rotoms are, but Rotom Wash probably the most, besides regular Rotom. But I bring out my Espeon, and this Espeon's honestly, it's Focus Sashed, and with the... This is where I thought he might have been, like, Choice Scarfed or something like that. I just pretty much sack off my Espeon, because it's almost not super useless, but right here he actually shows me he's not choiced anything. And he doesn't get the Paralyzation, so that's nice. This Espeon is Focus Sash, and seeing the rest of his team and how hard it could probably hit my Espeon, and now that, especially since it's paralyzed, now that the Focus Sash is broken, it was kind of useless to me. And then once it got paralyzed, it became extra useless. So I bring out the Aerodactyl, and to be honest, this whole team that I made is just, it's not 6v6 made, it's like 3v3, where the whole idea is just to get off as much damage as I can and avoid taking damage with the Aerodactyl, so the Mega Aerodactyl can come in and destroy things, but 6v6 wise it's a little different. So I just bring it out, go for an Earthquake. To be honest, I was honestly afraid to bring out Aerodactyl because I didn't know if a Choice Scarf Heliolisk would outspeed a regular Aerodactyl. I'm pretty sure Mega Aerodactyl would outspeed it, but I wasn't sure. But he brings out the Poliwrath. I don't really have anything to switch into this, so I just go for a Dragon Claw to get some damage off, and it honestly does a lot more than I thought. I was almost thinking this thing was Eviolite as well, but then I remembered that Golbat was a thing, or Fat Bat as he named it. But, I do have Rotom. I've got the Rotom, and unfortunately for me, this Rotom doesn't have, what is it? It doesn't have Thunderbolt. It has Volt Switch. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to Will-O-Wisp this Poliwhirl or Poliwrath, and it did, I eat that up! I don't think this Rotom is defensive at all. I think this is a modest special attacker, if I'm remembering correctly. But I decided, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go for Protect. I want to see what he's going to do, and plus get off some more burn damage, to the point that I think a Volt Switch will take him out. If not, then a burn definitely will. So, that's exactly what happens. I go for Volt Switch, and it actually takes him out. I feel like that was really close to not taking him out. Maybe it was just the animation of the health, like how slow the health is going down, but I really feel like I got really close there for a second. But I bring back out Puke Flower. I'm like, you know what, let's just bring out Puke Flower. Looking at the rest of his team, I don't think he's got much to deal with Puke Flower. Because I don't remember if he has a physical attacker. He kind of does. He's got the Bayonet. So he brings out the Bayonet, and this honestly surprised me. I do have a modest Puke Flower here, but I've never used it. And this one is my just special defensive thing. No special attack investment whatsoever. And I go for Moonblast, and Bayonet's pretty frail, apparently, because this does a lot more than I thought it would. A lot more. And he went for Taunt. I don't know if he thought I was going to go for Wish or something, but I decided, I'm like, you know what, this thing can probably kill me, because Florges, Puke Flower, is not very defensive, and this thing has a crap load of attack. He just decided to go for Destiny Bond, and I'm pretty sure, I think Bayonet outspeeds Florges, I'm not sure, but even if it hadn't, then, if it doesn't outspeed me, then my Wish would have gone first, because he doesn't get Prankster until the second turn, pretty much, because the whole, like, who's faster or whatever is already calculated before you actually Mega Evolve. So yeah, I've had my Bayonet destroyed in the past because of that, where I thought I had Prankster that first turn and I didn't. But I got the Darmanitan out here. He withdraws the Exploud, and I'm like, you know what? Flare Blitz. Actually, not Flare Blitz. Superpower. I go for Superpower right here. I was like, Flare Blitz. Wait, no, I went for Superpower. I went for superpower pretty much assuming that if he switched in the camera, this would probably do the most, and I don't quite take it out. I was like, oh, that sucks. Huh. That kind of sucks, to be honest. But I do have, I am Choice Scarf, so I do outspeed his Explode, and I do outspeed his camera up. I do another superpower, and it takes out the camera up. My attack is at -2 now. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take his camera up out, and I think my final Pokemon is Rotom, I think. And the Explode comes out, stones do a little bit more damage, and I go for superpower. I'm at -2. -2 Darmanitan, and it still takes him out! It was so close. I think I still had the Rotom left. Let's see, Skarmory went down, Espeon, yeah, okay, I think I still had Rotom and Darmanitan, and I wasn't sure if my Rotom could outspeed the Explode. I was honestly debating when I think it was when I went for superpower on the camera ups, I think the second time. I was debating on switching my Darmanitan out to Rotom, and then if Rotom died, I could bring back Darmanitan. But I wasn't sure how much damage a Stealth Rocks did. I think it took me from like 80 to like 45 or something like that. And if it did that, then I think I could have lived if I would have brought him back out. I would have with like 5, but then, oh, never mind. I was saying I would have died to recoil, but superpower doesn't have recoil. But it didn't even have to happen. I decided, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to sack off my Darmanitan, go for superpower, and it took out the Explode. So that works. It was a good game, Johnny, my friend, and me and him battle every now and then. We usually have pretty good battles, even when they're just completely random. Like, we've had set battles where, like, okay, it's going to be OU or something like that, but this one was just completely random. I don't think there was... I think the only OU thing here might have been probably Skarmory and maybe Rotom, I'm not sure. I think I had a few OU, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure, but I haven't really used any of these guys in a while, and I wasn't planning on battling 6v6 with them. This was for Battle Spot. So you guys are going to see this team on Battle Spot for 2 videos at least, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it goes pretty good. But we're going to end this one off here, so I want to thank you guys for watching. From Zuri the Elysian Lemur, I'm DustyMill. Bye, everybody.